Hey everybody, and welcome back to Redacted. Today we've got more posts from r/Am I the Antagonist. In this post we've got a girl who wonders if she's the antagonist for telling her sister that she doesn't want to hang out with her anymore because she stinks. Let's get into it. I have an apartment in another city. My sister and I have been fairly close over the last few years. We play online games together and we generally enjoy each other's company. About 2 years ago, I lived with her, my brother, and my mom. And my sister's room just stunk to high heaven. Her room was always messy, and I chalked it up to that. But I noticed one day that my sister just smelled awful. Her hair looked like it hadn't been washed in 2 weeks, and she was wearing the same clothes as she did the previous 3 days. I told her she needed a shower. She was gross. My mom said, "Oh, I tell her to shower, but she just rinses off and doesn't use soap." After several weeks of lightly pestering her to wash herself properly, I decided to discreetly mark her soap and shampoo containers. I checked it after each shower she said she took, but the soap and shampoo never diminished. Cut to a few days ago. My sister came over to stay the night with me. Immediately upon getting in my car, though, I smelled her. It looked like she'd been wearing the same clothes she'd been in for a week. Greasy bed hair to top it off. She complained about her acne. My whole family had horrible acne as a teenager, so I get it. And I told her sort of jokingly that if she washed her face, she wouldn't have so much. She said that she does wash her face, but honestly, I didn't really believe her. I told her she would need to shower before sleeping on my couch. I think that's a fair request, and I was nice but firm. She obliged, but when I later went into the bathroom, I noticed that none of my soap or shampoo had been touched. I took her home the next day, and while I was dropping her off, she asked me,
"Hey, when can I come over again?"
I was frustrated that she had lied to me about showering before sleeping on my couch. I told her I wouldn't allow her over again, or hang out with her in person until she started taking better care of herself. I told her that proper hygiene was extremely important and would save her from embarrassment in the future. And I also told her straight up, "You friggin' stink, and I don't want to smell you in my house. It's gross." My mom agreed with me and told her that she smelled so bad sometimes it made her gag. My sister went to her room visibly upset. I'm not sure what to do. Depression runs in our family, and several years back I had a depressive episode lasting about 2 months where my apartment was a disgusting mess, so it's not like I don't understand that part if that's what it is. I also know from experience that sometimes you just can't get out of bed to shower. But when you do finally do it, I think it does ease some of that weight off your shoulders. My mom said she's willing to take her to a psychiatrist for an evaluation. I also told my mom out of frustration that she may just need to supervise her showers, though I'm not sure how that would even work with a 17-year-old. So am I the antagonist for telling my sister I refuse to hang out with her, or even have her over to my house until she improves her hygiene? The top comment responds with, "Absolutely not the antagonist. Even if your sister suffers from depression, that gives her no right to not take care of her bodily hygiene while in the presence of other people. If she lived alone and wouldn't come in contact with anyone, nobody would say anything. But, as I read it, she actively tries to be in contact with her mother and you. So, in my opinion, it's no big deal to take a quick shower. Maybe have a good and friendly talk with her. Maybe there's a problem with her using soap. Maybe it irritates her skin, or it's even a mental issue that she refuses to use soap. I don't think your sister has bad intentions, and I think seeing a therapist is a good idea." Another user had a more mixed viewpoint on the situation. Not the antagonist for addressing it, but definitely the antagonist for how you addressed it. My first thought when reading your story was that it sounds like depression. And if she's depressed and already feeling crappy about herself, that's just gonna make her feel worse. I would try talking to her about it compassionately rather than sounding judgmental. Another user felt that there was more to the story.
What's confusing to me is that she is showering occasionally, just refusing to use any soap or shampoo. I know depression can make you gross, but it's weird that she's willing to go in the shower but just not actually clean herself. It's possible she doesn't realize how bad it is, or she might have some weird thing about soap. But sometimes you just need a rude awakening. Definitely take her to a mental health professional if you can.
Another user added, "Honestly, if she was rinsing herself daily or once every 2 days, even without soap, she wouldn't smell nearly as bad as described. It sounds like she's going extended periods without even letting water touch her hair or body." And another user responded with his own story. "Oh man, I can tell you that is definitely not true. I had this old teammate in a volunteer program I was in. And he had such bad stench problems. The dude never washed with soap. Never washed his clothes with soap, his dishes, or his bedding. He'd get into the shower, not use any kind of washing product, get right back out, and into his dirty ass friggin' clothes again. Sure, he doused himself with water fairly frequently, but he never scrubbed with the water. He just let the water hit him and be done. He never scrubbed his hair, his arms, his pits, anything. He still stunk as much after using the shower as he did before he got in. If the sister just stands under the water but does nothing with the water, she's still gonna stink. Women got crevices and stuff that got clean. And if she doesn't even use her hand and water to scrub those areas, she's gonna stink like hell. Just like my teammate did. It's rank, it's disgusting, it's friggin' nasty. I still have nightmares about his friggin' stench. Ugh. The dude gave me mono too, cause his dirty ass used my dishes and never washed them, and I had no idea. He was 25 years old too. It just skeeves me out remembering him. Sorry about all the ranting, but what I'm saying is that if the sister isn't actually scrubbing with the water in the shower, she's for sure gonna still stink when she gets out and dries. Especially if she still gets into those same nasty clothes. Another user felt that the mom was the antagonist in this situation.
Not the antagonist, but your mom is. She's the parent and she's let your sister be unwashed and stinky since she was 14. So for 3+ years, she's seen this problem and not fixed it. Your mom freely admits that she knows that your sister just does a quick rinse and doesn't use soap. So as the parent, she should send her right back into the shower until she washes her hair and soaps her body. And every time she showers, she should be enforcing the use of soap and shampoo. All this would take is a quick sniff test. My stepdaughter also went through a phase like this as an early teen, and my husband and I dealt with it so it didn't become as bad as your sister. We told her that she will be showering at least every day, and we enforced it. We told her that she will use soap and shampoo every time, and we checked after every shower. If the top of her head smelled like shampoo, she had obviously used shampoo. If the top of her head smelled like wet dog and mildew, she was sent right back into the shower. If her arm smelled like soap, she was good. If it smelled like sweat, she was sent back into the shower. Kids need to be parented. This went on for about a year before we could trust her to shower appropriately and consistently. And even then, we'd still do subtle sniff checks when we hugged her. And if things ever slipped, we'd remind her to use soap when she showered.
The OP directly responded.
It seems my mom just can't be bothered anymore. My sister is heavily overweight, probably close to 300 pounds. No sexual trauma or abuse by anyone in the family. We have had that discussion before since she started gaining weight like crazy. She just refuses to eat anything healthy and eats huge portions and drinks soda instead of water. My mom thinks she'll realize when she doesn't have any friends and can't find a job because of her looks and smell that she'll need to shower. We tried being nice and gentle about it, but she always ignores us or gets defensive, saying that she did shower or that she does use soap when it's so obvious she doesn't. It frustrates me as well because she wants to be on birth control for her acne, and she wanted me to ask our mom for her, which I did, but my mom said she couldn't be trusted to take them on a strict same time every day schedule because she's just too lazy. And I get that laziness can come from depression, I've been there, but it's just gone too far. Then your mom is definitely the antagonist, and a huge one. You don't get to just give up when you're a parent, especially not when your kid's only 14. Letting a minor be this destructive to her own health and well-being is abusive. Her plan is to just wait until her friends shame her and abandon her? What the hell? When you were nice and gentle, she lied to your faces, so you call her out and you tell her to get back in the shower. You don't just shrug your shoulders and give up. My stepdaughter would lie too, but when she lied, we called her out and sent her back. Sometimes 3 or 4 times until she came out of the shower properly washed. It took a while, but she eventually realized that she wouldn't get away with it, so she just started washing properly.